Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Eric Levine, sailboat sales manager for Beneteau America. It's an exceptionally cold and windy day here at the Beneteau Sea Trial base just south of Barcelona, but the weather doesn't matter much because I'm standing here on one of the most exciting boats I've seen in a really long time, the Beneteau First 36. Now, as the successor of the legendary First 36.7, of which more than 800 hulls were built, this boat has some pretty big shoes to fill. But I'm here to tell you today that this thing is a battleship, and it will meet and exceed even your wildest expectations. Now, I know that's a bold claim, but give me a few minutes here and I will do my best to convince you that this is really, really special boat. So the first thing you need to know about this boat is that it was designed by sailors for sailors. By this I mean a boat where the experience, the joy of sailing it is the most important factor. To achieve this, Beneteau and Seascape got some of the finest minds in the industry together, and they refined the boat over more than 3 years until they achieved this remarkable result, as close to 36-foot performance cruising perfection as possible. The second thing about this boat that's important is that it's an exercise in lightweight construction. It was manufactured using techniques that are usually only reserved for the highest end race boats, and it was engineered to be able to withstand the abuse of the open ocean. Everywhere you look on this boat, there's an obsessive amount of attention to detail, and there's also an obsessive amount of weight saving. And the result is a streamlined yacht, simplistically elegant, that delivers performance on an entirely new level. And that is the third and perhaps most important thing about this boat. It's going to deliver speeds that you would not have thought possible before. In fact, because it's so light and because Samuel Manuel, the naval architect, is a genius, this boat will actually plane in 12 knots of wind. What does that mean? It means you're going to be sailing faster, it means you're going to be sailing more often, and it means you're going to be sailing further as well. Okay, so this cockpit has two modes, the racing mode and the cruising mode, and both are easily interchangeable. For example, this table, which is an option, works really well as a table, of course, but it's also a great place to hold on to as you're transitioning from the transom to the companionway. You also have cockpit seat extensions here, which very easily pop on and pop off. You're going out for a leisurely sail with your family, you can pop them on, but if you're going to go for a fully crewed race, you can pop them off, stow them away, and be done with it. You'll also notice 6 winches is standard. What did I tell you? By sailors, for sailors. And then there's this great helm station here. I just love how high these wheels are. Gives me a great position, great control on the helm, but you'll also notice that it allows for passages between the helm and the cockpit seating, which is really good for single or double-handed sailing. Now, it's not because this boat was designed as a performance boat that they forgot about cruising features. You also notice that there's a really nice, very light swim platform on the back, and then you have this lovely lazarette here with loads of storage. Okay, so more great features I like about this cockpit. You have the manual backstay, which can be adjusted very easily from either side of the cockpit. I love that there's a real traveler just forward of the helm station, and I love the seating right here. It's very comfortable. You have a great sight line, one hand on the wheel, one hand on the throttle, and perfect access to the main sheet. Okay, so a couple words about the rig configuration. The standard mast is aluminum, but of course you have the obligatory carbon mast upgrade if you so desire. Air draft is just shy of 60 feet. The rig is coupled with a lovely fin keel that's cast iron with a low drag bulb. It draws 7 feet 5 inches. And while we're talking about numbers, you will be carrying about 861 square feet of sail in the upwind sail package configuration. But of course you can beef that up with several factory Gennaker options. What else? She's 39 feet 4 inches overall, including the bowsprit. She's 12.5 feet wide, and she is mechanically propelled by a 29 horsepower Yanmar diesel, which will push the boat at more than 8 knots. Now, another thing I really like is the super nice Garmin instruments here. The visibility from the helm is impeccable, but a nice touch is that you can also see it from the nav station below. And speaking of the nav station, let's go downstairs and I'll show you all about the interior. Just like the exterior of the boat, the interior is the result of many trials, revisions, strikes, and gutters, and the result is truly remarkable. The first thing we need to talk about is the volume. It's the same exact volume as on the legendary First 40.7. Now, how did they achieve this on a smaller boat? Well, what they did is they maximized the use of available space, they perfected the ergonomics, and they incorporated neat little details just about everywhere you look. Take this great retro nav station here. When you think that a lot of people are working from home or from their boat these days, it's a decision that makes a lot of sense. But the small details about the table is what makes the difference. You can charge your phone using a USB connection that's under this table. You have this cool, soft touch retro breaker panel right here. But if you have an issue with these switches, there are manual switches back there as a backup. Speaking of backup, there's also a backup battery there, which means that if your main batteries are compromised, you can still use the AIS and the VHF. Those two things will still work. Finally, I just really like the fact that you have a nice ambiance here with the white lights, but if you need to at night, you can switch to the red interior lights, which, and again, makes a lot of sense for offshore night cruising. Another thing I really like is this island here. As a standard, it is an icebox. You can also get the optional refrigerator, which makes a lot of sense. It's a great place to hold on to as you're transitioning from the companionway to the salon, to the head, to the master stateroom. Also a great place to put things when you walk in, drop your cell phone right there. But here's a neat little trick. Grab this cutting board right here, pop it into space, and all of a sudden you've got a lot more work area. Lots of storage everywhere. Up and down, really nice size sink. The trash goes right there. And for a 36-foot boat, this is a remarkably well executed galley. The aft cabins are enormous. I mean, even for a big guy like me, I'm 6'4", there's plenty of room here even for two of me. Another nice feature is that you can remove this cushion, remove this plank here, and turn this entire area into storage. And I've actually seen paddle boards being laid down here. You have really good engine access. There are two panels there, and then of course the front access under the companionway stairs as well. Perhaps the greatest magic trick of this boat, the interior of this boat at least, is making you forget that you're on a 36-foot boat. In fact, after a couple of hours, it takes some degree of convincing to believe that you're not on a 40-foot boat. The salon here is just a lovely place to be. The seats are very wide, very comfortable. They're coupled with this giant table here, which is perfect if you're going to be dining with a larger crew, playing poker, or whatever you want to do. You'll also notice that the head has a minimal impact in terms of the overall volume inside the boat. And again, that is the result of some great design, a really good attention to the ergonomics, and crucially, a wonderful feature here, which I will show you, which is the fold-out sink, which drains through the hinges and works really, really, really well. And as you would expect, the master stateroom is almost perfect, if not perfect. It's got lots of natural light, great ventilation. It's got a huge bed here, again, big enough for two big guys like me. It's got storage throughout, and in fact, because the water tanks are under the salon seats and the fuel tank is at the back of the boat for better waste distribution, everything that's under this bed is all storage, which is a really, really nice feature. All of this, and I haven't even mentioned a key feature on this boat. All of the furniture, the bulkheads, the interior modules, all of it is fully cored, vacuum infused, structural components of the boat, therefore discreetly and efficiently contributing to its overall rigidity. The First 36 is nothing short of a masterpiece, one of the most important boats to be released in many years. It's going to completely change the game by completely changing what you thought was possible to achieve with a monohull sailboat. If you have time, I encourage you to visit our website and read up on all the great minds and the great people that came together to conceive and execute this wonderful sailing yacht. From Samuel Manuart to Lorenzo Argento, to Pure Design and Engineering, to Gigo Design, and of course the collaboration between Beneteau and the Seascape team in Slovenia. What I love most about this boat, though, is that it's not just another boat. It's not just another commercial endeavor. This is a true product of passion. It's an honest tool of impeccable ergonomics, and it's going to put a smile on your face 100% of the time. And if you're still not convinced, do yourself a favor. Call your local dealer and let's find a way to get you out on this boat as quickly as possible. Because once you grab the wheel and once you feel that acceleration, you're going to know monohull sailing is never going to be the same again.